What's going on, guys? It's your boy Panda here, and welcome back to the channel. And with a new year of Call of Duty means a new year of Warzone, and we're headed to Urzikstan, the newest map in the Warzone rotation, and I have a feeling that this could be the best version of Warzone we've ever gotten. Now, I'm right there with you before you just click off the video and say, hey, this guy's crazy. Verdansk is the greatest experience Warzone will ever have, and nothing will ever touch it. I agree wholeheartedly that Verdansk, overall, the experience, the memories, the uniqueness, everything that was going on in the world at the time made Verdansk in Warzone 1 the greatest thing that's probably happened in Call of Duty BR history. Now, this isn't COD's first BR, nor it's not their last either, but Blackout was their original baby, and Blackout was something that if it would have been free to play, cross-platform, and been unique like that, Blackout would have been just as successful, maybe even more successful than Warzone in a sense, but they bit themselves in the foot being just exclusive to the console that you were on, and that kind of sucked for it, and it died off after that, losing support. And let's not forget, Warzone was on the same track. It wasn't supposed to be a supported thing. It was supposed to be a one-and-done thing, but it lined the pockets of Activision very fast. Before we go any further in the video, if you guys want to stay up to date with all things Call of Duty, whether it be multiplayer, zombies, campaign, news, leaks, gameplay, whatever it might be, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. It means the world to me. We upload almost every single day here on the channel. So enjoy the video, boys. So we're headed to Urzikstan, which is the neighbor or the little brother of Verdansk. It's mentioned in the Call of Duty lore many times. If you follow through that with the story and the campaign, leading through Warzone's entire story and all that, we were eventually going to make our way to Urzikstan. But we had a little detour in the middle with Mazrah, and honestly, I'm glad we're not going to go back there because, whew, that was probably my least favorite map I've played in all of Warzone, even worse than Caldera in my opinion. And some people have different feelings about it, but I feel like truly Mazrah was built for DMZ. It wasn't built for Battle Royale with the vast amount of open land and just, you know, egregious amount of making you play to a Sentinel playstyle where you couldn't be aggressive. Warzone 2 was something that took us back, felt like 10 years in video games, and was clunky and made you have to play a very slow, tactical playstyle in a BR that the reason it was so fun back in Verdansk and back in the day when it first came out was the aggressiveness, the uniqueness of being able to go to a new gunfight and have a different interaction every time because there was a movement gap, there was a skill gap, there was something there that didn't hinder the player that was playing, and it felt like Warzone 1 was that game where you could use the movement to your advantage. You could go to a gunfight, and every single time you got into a gunfight with a different team, whether you were playing aggro or they were attacking you or whatever it might be, everything felt new and unique and different, where if you get into a gunfight in Warzone 2, you kind of feel like you're stuck in the gunfight, whether you can't get away or the gunfight feels forced or just overall clunky, and Warzone 2 just didn't have the it factor that Warzone 1 has, and looking and talking to creators that were at COD Next, getting hands on gameplay and all that, it looks like Warzone 3 is going back to that it factor of the aggressive movement style map. It rewards you for moving around the map, and there's no more of that tactical, clunky gameplay. Not only is Urzikstan new and a fresh experience, it's built towards this egregious, aggressive, close quarters combat. And not to mention the returns of fan favorite things like the stim boost, plating while running, canceling your plate animation, canceling your reload animation, and not even to mention the full Modern Warfare 3 movement scale of the faster mantling, faster ADS speed, the faster strafe speed, slide canceling, which is something that we've wanted back forever. All these things tailored together to give you that original Warzone experience, but in a new, fun, and probably more well-built map than Verdansk. Whether we want to admit it or not, Verdansk wasn't like the best map. There were still those valleys of death, as we called it, but the movement allowed you to get away from those situations where, like we said, in Warzone 2 and on Mazrah, there was no real way to get out of these sticky situations other than a smoke grenade and dolphin diving, and 99% of the time, if you're playing against someone good, you're not getting out of that sticky situation. So seeing that come back into Urzikstan is something that's exciting, but it's also going to be a fresh, rewarding experience for those who want to play with a skill gap, who want to have more movement involved, and want to just play Warzone how they used to play it. What made Verdansk so great and so fun was everything you did was unique. It was all fresh, something new. Every gunfight felt different. Every interaction felt different. Every big game bounty you pushed, every UAV you popped, and no matter what it was, made that Warzone experience feel completely different than anything you had previously done in the game. There was no repetition of just boredom in that game in a sense. There might have been times where you found it a little more boring than a previous, but when it came to dropping in, fighting new players, playing against new players, events, all that, everything inside of Warzone 1 was was just unique. And that's what it looks like Urzikstan is promoting, is this close quarter, fun, unique gameplay. And let's not forget that Urzikstan is going to be the same environment as Verdansk. You're going to get those nostalgic Verdansk feels from it, but on a new, fresh POI. In the Modern Warfare 3 beta, we played a lot of the ground war maps, and two of them, the Popov power plant and the military base, were all based around Urzikstan. Those are locations on the map, and instantly I got the color palette, the feel, and the flow for what would be Warzone locations, which is great. It's fun, and that's something that we haven't seen in a while. The only thing that I'm worried about, but I'm also quite entertained about, is the integration of Modern Warfare 2 weapons and Modern Warfare 3 weapons into this new Warzone experience, because we remember back when Cold War and Vanguard were iterated into Warzone 1, it was a shit show, and there were so many bugs to start out and so many issues. Now, I think things will be a little easier because we're all on the same engine, this IW9 engine, and everything is going to feel fluid and everything's going to feel like it's easy to transition. Call of Duty's already openly admitted the reason they want all the studios on the same engine is they want everything to transfer easier. They want everything to be shown easier and everything to happen in a smoother transition, because we've seen the horror stories in the past. But do you remember that integration, especially the Cold War era in Verdansk? The Cold War and Modern Warfare integration, we were using guns from both Modern Warfare 2019 and Cold War, and it was fun. It was something that was unique, and I think with Modern Warfare 2 weapons all coming in and being a similar style of weapon as the Modern Warfare 3 weapon, like modern, newer weapons, is going to be fun. I think Warzone is about to be an experience like no other. We're going to have tons of operator skins that have come from game to game. We're going to have tons of weapons that have come from game to game, and not to mention camos, attachments, and just everything that's going to make it a fun, fresh, unique experience. But there's also that little bit of fear in me of like, hey, I don't want Modern Warfare 2 weapons to be the only thing we use again. Like, if you remember Warzone 2, the RPK ran the lobbies for how long? Who knows? It just kept going, RPK, 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 and then we finally got a new meta, and it was still another beefy LMG. So I'm hoping that can change with all this new weapons and all these new things that are going on with Modern Warfare 3. Not to mention, inside of Warzone, we are going to be getting Rebirth Island and Fortune's Keep returning later in the year, and I have said many times on this channel, I believe Verdansk is making its grand return at some point on this map, whether it be March of 2024 or maybe in the future. But I just truly think Verdansk being in the campaign is too coincidental when it comes to Warzone and bringing back OG Modern Warfare 2 maps and rebuilding into the hype of the player base, bringing them back to Earth and telling them, hey, we're here to fix this, we're here to make everything better, and bringing back Rebirth Island, which was one of a fan favorite, if not one of the best, resurgence mode we've ever had. It would make sense to bring back its big brother and have Verdansk eventually make a return. And they want that rotation of maps, maybe like Apex Legends, where you have Verdansk and you have Urzikstan, and let's hope not Mazrah, but I'd be open to it. Maybe with a new movement system it'll feel different, but we know that Vondel is coming as well, and Vondel has been used as a big map as well. So maybe you'll see a trio, of maps of Vondel, Urzikstan, and Verdansk. Who knows? Because we already know we're going to be getting that when it comes to the Resurgence mode. You're going to be getting Ashika Island, you're going to be getting Rebirth Island, you're going to be getting Fortune's Keep later in the year. So that's going to be something we'll see on rotation every day, and then maybe they'll do the same with the big map. Who knows? It's something to look forward to, and I truly think Verdansk is there in campaign for a reason. That's kind of all I got for this one, guys. Campaign Early Access is in a couple days. I'm super excited for it. I can't wait to bring you guys some content on that. I wanted to step away and stem away from anything that wasn't Call of Duty, so I apologize if you've been looking forward to finals gameplay and stuff like that. I wanted to really get back to our roots here on the channel and get ready for Modern Warfare 3, because these next 2 weeks are going to be crazy, and everything that comes after that's going to be even wilder. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you do, make sure to drop a like and subscribe and turn on those post notification bells so you guys never miss an upload, and I will see you guys in the next video. I love you guys to death. Deuces, boys.